Hello, my beautiful darlings. How are you doing? I hope you are fine and everything's perfect with you. So, guys, let's talk a little bit about maybe one unexpected topic for you. But anyway, I think it might be useful for you, and I want to share with you some of my experience, some of my knowledge about, about what? About studying English. Ta-da-da. I think that is very unexpected. So no self-development, guys, anymore. I mean, no, not. I mean, not in general, but I mean, learning English is also might be interesting for some of you, and why not? I can share some of my experience in some of the tips which might be useful for you to study English. Well, guys, first of all, I think you should define and analyze your schedule at the first of all, you should define your level, and I think that personally you can do it yourself, because it's a it's a little bit hard, and you need really a big experience to understand the level of the person, or at least more or less. I'm not saying like to define it exactly, but you should understand more or less where are you now. You can define it, of course, if you finished, for example, courses, and so you, for example, you finished the intermediate courses, and now you are on intermediate, right? And but if the time has passed, for example, like 1 year or so, and even more, that means probably you need to again to study pre-intermediate, because English, this is a skill which you might lose with time, and which needs to be improved all the time. So it's a little bit hard to all the time be in one level. If you, it's like any skill. If you do not improve it, so it's getting worse, obviously, and it's not standing on one point, like not changing anyhow. No, it's just getting worse. If you don't do if you don't do anything, if you do not practice, if you do not reading in English, or actually I will be talking about any language, guys. It is about English, French, any foreign language which you want to study. I think the strategy is one and the same. So there might be slight differences probably if the language is very specific, but I think that more or less is the same with any language. So I will be saying English sometimes, but you know, guys, that you might change it if you want it, if you need it. So let's begin. So first of all, you should define your language, so your level, and probably you can do it in the courses with the teacher, or doing some tests, of course, like for example TOEFL or IELTS. IELTS, this is mostly European test. TOEFL, this is mostly American test. And in big cities, usually there are special organizations which you can find where you can pass this test. I think this will be the most the best variant, because these tests truly will show your level. Or probably with a private teacher who will be speaking with you or checking your skills, and you might also define it with big experience. Okay, so now you know your level. For example, in English there are 5 main levels and 7 uh, seven, not main, if I can say so. So main, if we talk about general main levels, these are elementary, um, then pre-intermediate, intermediate, upper intermediate, advanced. So these 5 levels. And if we talk like a little bit more expanded, so before elementary it goes beginner, or starter. So what sometimes is just skipped because most people can start with elementary, but beginner and starter, this is just 0 level when a person cannot even read or write. This is just he or she never ever faced English before, and this is kind of a new, very new for this person. For example, if this person studied another language in school, not English, and never ever was interested in it, okay, in this case a person can start with beginner, so it might be easier for this person, not elementary. But in most cases, people usually studied it at school, somehow faced it, or at university, so they know something from this, from there, a little bit, and they just want to start speaking. So in my experience, so most people have elementary level. So yeah. Okay, so then you need to define, the second step is you need to define your goal. It's like any project, you need to understand what do you want. What is your goal? Why do you need it? So first of all, your goal, which level, maybe it can be particular level you need. For example, you want to enter the university abroad, and so that means, and one of the requirements there is your level should not be lower than upper intermediate, for example. So that means you need at least upper intermediate. So this is your maybe first goal, or maybe your first goal can be, if you are on elementary now, your first nearest goal, you can divide it into several parts if the goal is very big. So for example, you need 4 levels. You can start with the first goal, pre-intermediate, then intermediate, then upper intermediate. So just kind of, you need to see your goal, why you need it, and then why you need it. Also, you really need to understand what kind of English you want, and also choose your teacher according to these, or your courses according to these parameters, because this is very important. Like maybe you want to go abroad, or you need a specific English for your job. This is a little bit different. Or you just you need it for yourself, or for your school, maybe just to study at school, and have normal marks at school. So it might be different, and depending on this, your teacher probably might change the strategy, the materials he or she chooses, etc., etc. So you should really understand, and also talk with this on the first lesson, or on before you start studying, what you want, how you see your outcome, and what does this concrete teacher what can this teacher give you. Can it, maybe you need a professional language, but not all the teachers know this professional specific languages, like maybe I don't know, like medicine maybe, or law, or any other sphere. So because this is very specific, or business English, maybe you need the business English, not all the teachers know it, and you should check all this stuff, or maybe go to concrete courses like business English. But I personally would recommend, before going to specific course, before learning specific English like business, medical, etc., etc., first, of course, you need general English, because you need to understand general rules of grammar. You need to have these general skills, like reading, listening. You need to speak, just express your ideas, etc., etc. So first, of course, I think you should at least have 2 levels of English, like elementary and pre-intermediate, before studying something specific. Maybe better even intermediate, upper intermediate. Okay, it depends. Anyway, you should have some kind of a base, and you should speak on a, let's say, on a daily basis. So guys, I hope this information was useful a little bit for you, and I love you with all my heart. Be yourself, be limitless, live life on your high quality terms, and remember, you are the best, you deserve the best.